robed figure lurking around the tower. Wore a mask. Carried knives at his sides. A trick of shadows, I told him. The next morning, we felt strange. Like we hadn't eaten in weeks. So dazed that we didn't at first notice the blood around.
Oh, the guy with the knives killed you all and you didn't even notice.
Wounds that had appeared overnight. And the machine. This cursed spire. Dormant for 2,000 years. Lifeless through hundreds of our experiments. And we wake that morning to find it spinning on its own. On its own! How can we stop what we couldn't start?
So, guy sneaks in, kills these people, turns the machine on, and it makes them undead, and then they realize they're dead later? As exciting as the prospect of a living machine may be, I suspect that given mention of a machine and a masked figure both, there's another explanation.
Years I've been doing this. Years. I know how these things work, but I don't know how this happened. Nowhere to go. That's the problem. Their souls are trapped here like flies in a jar, clinging to rotting meat.
Get to the point.
I am trying. I've studied contraptions like this for years, and still the most basic elements elude me.
He looks at you and runs his tongue over the edges of his fine teeth. He quickly looks away. He wants to eat me.
It has the power to manipulate souls, but why? For what? And how many others lie buried in the ruins of Erglonfath? No. Focus on this one. It's imprisoned our souls in our bodies. Cut the root between essence and flesh. Left a dwindling soul stuck in a shriveling husk.
What happened to the rest of your team?
By the time I realized what had happened, the district had already been sealed. So we fed when we needed, and locked ourselves in the tower to work. And then there came a time when the hunger struck.
Oh, your team ate each other?
Left.
Alright. How can I help?
Not your help I need. It's Harridan, shrew. Squanders her research on frivolities, then refuses to make herself useful.
Yeah, I read your journal. The lady next door.
Runes. The runes are the last part of the puzzle. It can't
Thanks for stream. Chat, thanks for work tomorrow.
Gives them
Say
to
goodnight.
you.
Good night, Street. Thanks for stopping by.
Release our souls.
Stay classy. Wait, runes? Ingwithian runes? She can read them? He speaks of this feat so blandly. Let's talk instead to this Harridan, Mukluk. I'd pick her thoughts of a time. She wasn't here the night the machine came on, staying with her patron somewhere near. Too good to be burdened with our ignorant company. Alright. I'll go find the words.
Yes. Acantha. She was here. In the district. Probably here still. Always prepared. Clever lady, that one. And perhaps you'll bring me something. Something to keep me sharp.
He wants me to bring him living
Then
flesh.
I'll show you a secret about the machine. Something to make you strong.
There's a saying in Rauatwai about feeding sharks. Don't do this. If nothing else, you're liable to lose a hand.
Hello? Hello?
Jagged age or pillar rises in front of you, encased in stonework and run through with copper veins. Unintelligible runes cover the panel. Inspect. Sunburst of copper filaments surrounds a dial that looks to be about twice the size of a hen's egg. The filaments cross and diverge, ending in bead-tipped nodes. Each wire has a point of origin somewhere along the edge of the dial. Runes are inscribed around the dial. Okay.
They shall see nothing while I see much.
Is there anything else up here? Besides a fantastic view of the district. Alright. Oh! God bless the game designers for adding this. Go to the bottom of the tower. Amazing. They just made it so we didn't have to go loading screen, loading screen, loading screen. It's fantastic. Alright, let's go find Acantha. See what she has to say about all this. What is this now? Prestigious visitor. It's still building. Oh, taxes collected. All earnings lost to bandits. Ah. Bandits. Through their sneak attack, rogues have the highest weapon damage output of any class. Whenever rogues hit enemies who have afflictions that qualify for sneak attack, they'll automatically do extra damage. Afflictions? Is that like dots or debuffs or some other point system? Kantha's house. Game designers obviously don't know what real gamers want. More loading screens. It's like that meme, like men only want one thing and it's effing disgusting, and then just a picture of a Pathfinder loading screen, White Tiger. Flanks, prone, stunned, etc. Okay. I don't know what this game considers flanking, other than the Cypher has a spell that it counts as flanking.
Eh? You return.
I need the words that
What if
operate
he
the
comes seeking
Ingwithian
this
machine in the tower.
That fool Aldhelm. He sent you, didn't he? I can hardly believe he's had the cleverness to survive. That simpleton thinks he can understand how to use something without understanding what it is, or why it is.
You feel a hot core of pride smoldering at the center of her soul.
He dabbles with ancient and powerful devices, with all the finesse of a blacksmith. He sends you here to petition me for aid after years of disparaging my
Opposite
research.
sides.
I'll bet he didn't even tell you the tower's name, did he? That's his problem. Always looking for solutions without caring for meaning.
Humble him now by demonstrating the value of your research. My silence demonstrates it more succinctly. Your words fan the strange coals at the center of her soul. The problems in Heritage Hill are bigger than your rivalry, Kantha. What do I care? I've prepared myself for an eventuality such as this, and I can assure you those dwindling souls in the streets are beyond caring as well. Her pride burns brighter still. Tell me the tower's name is the only option.
Ter Nuneth. It's called Ter Nuneth. They built the machine atop it to contain souls. Hold them in place. But the others I've seen, machines scattered all over the Deerwood, are relays.
Hey, I ran into
Built
one of
to
those when a
move
Beewhack
souls.
smacked me in the face. You seem to know a lot.
I read the runes like a journal. I understand their meaning. People like Aldhelm try to read them like instructions, and in so doing, they miss their true meaning completely.
How do you operate the machine?
Back to these Tinker's concerns. And what would you do with these tethered souls if I told you?
I would release them.
So you say. And just what would you
Dude,
release
I don't know
them
what to do with souls. I'm just gonna
They
let them go,
abandoned their
psycho.
existence here for another somewhere else, equally aimless and meaningless.
Okay, now you're judging their existence. I could help you, but I won't. The pride lodged in her soul flares up, twisting into the shape of something that writhes and squeals within her. Here I have specimens aplenty and time enough to observe them all. It's every scientist's dream. My answer is no. What? But what good is observing all that if you're going to hoard it for yourself? Tell her, Mukluk, an entire language at your fingertips and she hides it away. Extinguish her pride? Okay, let's try that. The vampire doesn't seem to notice as you wrap your mind around the squalling, burning mass. However, it sears your very bones. You jump back, crying out in pain. I won't abandon this opportunity. These souls will remain here with me, and I'll accomplish more than any animancer in the history of the field. And who will know about it? Ah, the pride thing flickers as the flames around it abate. All I've learned, years of studying the Gwenthian language, no one understands it better than me. That counts for something. Knowledge is meaningless unless it's shared. A foolish and false statement. Knowledge is meaning. I need no external purpose. Your opportunities here are finite. One day the knowledge will die with you. The pride hisses and sputters. It's little more than an ember now. You're wrong. I'll build it forever. I'll cling to it. That'll give me something. Try again to extinguish her pride. You reach for it, but it's still too hot to grasp for more than a second. It may not be much, but it's still something. You can't take that away from me. Tell me what you know, and I'll make sure it grows and your legacy lives on. Your words finally quench her pride, and all that remains is a blackened diamond-hard rock. You cast it away where it melts in the darkness.
So be it. My studies and efforts shall grow through yours. These are the words you need.
Her cold, dry fingertips rest on your temples, and you feel her reaching into your mind, forming images from the darkness. Runes flash through your head, but they're no longer just pictures. They have meaning, and you understand them. They're commands. Something triggers in your mind, a distant memory unearthed from a past life long since buried. You can see a vast array of runes, far more than Akantha has shown you, and you know their sound and their meaning and how they fit together. The language of Engwith was once more at your command. She just blasted a whole language into my temples?
Something has awakened in your mind. You understand far more than I ever did. Take this knowledge, then, and do what you will with Ter Nuneth. Now that you understand its purpose, it will serve you in whatever way you wish.
Speaker of dead tongues now, and so he surpasses 100 frustrated scholars in the matter of a few moments. I don't suppose you could look at a few books for me. See, this is the kind of thing, like, if I had a third custom-built chanter in the party, I wouldn't get to see stuff like this. And later on, there's some stuff where you gain experience because of doing their little side quests. Explain how the control words work. Harnessing the power of Tir Noneth is about understanding what it was designed to do. You know the words and their meanings, you can speak them and the tower shall obey. You said the other towers around the Deerwood were constructed to move souls. Why would the Engwinthians have wanted that? Another mystery. Hypothetically, anywhere they wish. The real question is always, why? To intermix them the way a player shuffles his deck, the way a farmer rotates his fields, to collect them like butterflies behind glass, to melt them down for essence? Ultimately, I don't know. What do I do with the tower now that I know the words?
Turn it off, I expect. That will be easy now that you can read the runes.
Have you done Old
vessels
Nua
would still roam,
yet? I have
but
not started it
striking them
yet.
down
I
would
can
return
do
their
that next
essence to
after
the
this.
cycle. But be careful. That machine controls hundreds of souls, and that volume of essence could easily overload.
Wait, just to make sure I'm understanding you, do you mean the dungeon underneath Cade Nua? Because I've not done that yet.
Along with the souls, it would be a terrible loss for posterity.
So, it'll be easy now that you can read the runes. The vessel is still in Rome, but striking them down would return the essence of the cycle. We should destroy the machine. It doesn't matter where the souls inside belong to the Wheel of Oblivion. Their lives are over. Dead is dead. Alright, that's all. Thanks.
Sure.
Hey! Muck leveled. First couple levels should be easy. Lots of unique gear in there. Okay. One dozen stood against the power of a saint. That's Frighten Chant. Drop Frost. Reload speed, we've already got that. Plus -10 accuracy against disengaging enemies. Let's do that. This is not really something I'm going to be using much. Well, wait, is this a song or an incantation? Oh, this is a phrase. Okay, so I'll do the -10 accuracy to enemies. It's not one I'm going to be using much, honestly. Okay. So we can turn off the machine, which releases the souls, but the machine remains intact. We can overload the machine that possibly deletes those souls, but then we destroy the machine for good? That's what I got out of that conversation. Unless there's more options than that. Alright. Later levels are difficult, and you'll hate life on the last level. Great. Now that I'm level 7, I wonder if I can hire a level 6 companion.
I'm ready.
She's almost 7.
Sure.
Both the central HUD and the combat log can be minimized if you wish to explore the world with the only character portraits visible. Central HUD and the... No, I think I want those things. Now, can I take the stairs all the way to the top like earlier? When I took them all the way down. Yay! Proceed to the top. Yeah, if I am gonna make another custom character, I feel like I should do it before I go into the next dungeon, because then they're benefiting from that experience. Alright, quick save. And talk to Aldheim. Aldheim looks much worse than before. Rotten flesh hangs loosely and sores have eaten away patches of skin at his joints. He looks at you with a strange glimmer in his eyes.
Flesh.
He doubles over, coughing up strings of black bile. He seems to have forgotten about you for the moment. Alright.
Huh?
I'm gonna do a quick save, because I don't know what I'm about to do for real. So if I hit end, I release the souls, but someone can just turn it on again later. And then start this whole hell on earth thing over again. If I overload it, I kill the people here, but no one can ever turn this thing on again. And that second option is what the Paladin recommended we do. I'm gonna try overloading it. Muttering a command, you twist the dial in a violent twist. The moving spires spin faster and faster, wobbling from their axes. The light filling the machine quickly becomes too bright to behold. You look away and cover your ears, but the thunderous crash that follows shakes the floor beneath you. When you look back, the machine is in ruins, never to be used again. I think I just saw 3 people ding. Those amazing effects. Alright.
Still and silent. It's finally over.
Shouldn't you be dead? I feel like he should be dead.
Still and silent.
Like, he's gonna be eating some people, right?
It's finally over.
It's for the greater good! Constance insists on pursuing her own research in the tower despite my argument that pooling our knowledge is in both our interests. With her expertise in the Ingwithian language, I'm convinced she knows more about the tower's workings than she lets on. Okay. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Bird woman! Athletics. Wait a minute, does she oh, she doesn't have a single point of survival yet. Go ahead and get that. Paladin abilities. I've never seen these before. Inspires all allies in the vicinity when the Paladin downs an enemy. So she has to get the kill? Providing a temporary bonus to all defenses. That's cool, but with all our attackers, it's rare that she specifically will get the last hit. Command an ally to summon all their strength in order to temporarily ignore existing hostile effects. 2 per fight. 2 per fight, so she could, like, break someone out of paralysis? Zealous Charge. Increase their movement and disengagement abilities. I destroyed it wrong? Can a Paladin have multiple auras on at the same time in this game? Or do you have to pick one aura? Does anyone know? Sworn enemy. That's like the marked target for the ranger. No. Okay, and she already has an aura. So she has a damage aura. This is like a speed aura. I'll keep damage. Paladin snuffs out all active beneficial buffs on a single foe. Aegis of Loyalty. Confused Charmed denominated characters have severe accuracy penalties when attacking the Paladin. Additionally, the Paladin's attacks against such characters do minimal damage and always end the effect. What? Oh, so the Paladin, if you've got an ally that's charmed, the Paladin can shoot that ally in the face and break the charm? Zealous Endurance. Increase damage reduction. Okay, so this is a defensive aura. Reviving Exhortation. Oh, you can revive someone? Temporary fight to endurance. Oh my gosh, this is the first thing I've seen where you can, like, get someone back up during a fight, and it's 1 per encounter? That's awesome. Plus 10 accuracy. Yo, get the freaking res. We're gonna get that on our new paladin if we make a new one. That's amazing. Alright, what's Chandler boy got? I still don't really know what to do with this guy. I basically have 2 lore people right now. Because you get a 6-man party, and you have 5 main skills to focus on. I guess I really don't have anyone that's going crazy on survival. I have 1 mechanics, 1 athletics, 1 stealth, and like 3 lore or something. Bonus movement. Accuracy bonus for creature type, increases consumable, bonus damage for flanked enemies. After 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. So rank 6 would be more damage reduction. Sure, why not? What do we got here? Frightened. Resist frighten. Let's get that just for the rare time we're fighting an opponent using a lot of fear stuff. Okay. And Grieving Mother. By the way, so far, I find her to be the most interesting character. I don't know about anyone else, but the fact that she's, like, people forget about her the moment they turn around, I think that's really wild. Okay, someone said the next time I level to get the, what was it, the tier 2 paralysis or something? Paralyze it and cause its soul to emanate a shockwave that can leave nearby enemies stuck. Paralyzed for 10.8 seconds. Accuracy plus 10. Stuck for 8.1 seconds. Okay, so we've got a recommendation for that one. And we got one more. Let's look at the 4th tier. 25% of incoming crits converted to hit. Okay, so defensive buff. Wild Leech. 10 points stolen from a random attribute for 20 seconds. Silent Scream. Stun the target as well as deal raw damage to all enemies within. Stands a high chance of causing an interrupt. Bunch of damage. Pain Block. It's bonus to damage reduction, regenerating endurance over time. Wow. 10 damage reduction and a bunch of endurance healed. Mind Lance. Potty Attunement. 7 damage reduction stolen. Okay. Let's do the Scream and we'll take the recommended one. Okay. Alright. So hold on. If I made up my own paladin, I'd probably have like base con, base resolve, dump dexterity, and put more into... Yeah, it could be worth it. I could do a much better one just with the knowledge I've gleaned from making the chanter. I can apply a lot of that to the paladin. Alright, go to the bottom level. Although the paladin would be, I guess, a level lower since I would just be hiring it. Minorly unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. So let's head down here. I actually despise Pallegina's personality. Yeah, well, I dislike it. The thing is, most paladins in most games have to be something similar to lawful good, right? So in most games, the paladin basically has a stick up their butt. They basically just goody good to the letter of the law, and they just major stick up the butt. And she is definitely a little different, but not by much. Beg your pardon, I have a message. You're summoned to Hadrit House, where Lady Webb wishes to meet you as soon as possible. And here I thought the locals were exaggerating about Dunrid Row. Seems like your name's come up in some important meetings. I hope nobody was shouting it at the time. How'd you know where to find me? It's Lady Webb. She knows everything. I know where Hadrid House is. I went there earlier. Tell me about Lady Webb. You don't know Lady Webb? She's, well, no one's seen her exactly in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunrid Row. Has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses. Quietly he continues, she's supposed to be old. Older than anybody. And she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away in just a pile of bones kept animated by dark magics. She's still at it. Best anyone can tell, learning things, keeping us safe, pulling the strings behind the throne too. Has a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. You do wrong in this country, before you go asking the gods for forgiveness, best you ask Lady Webb first. Okay.
Eh?
Alright, let me tell you guys the temptation I'm fighting right now. I told you guys for a while, like, I've seemed to be doing okay with one tank. I'm tempted to replace her with a custom paladin and replace her with a custom paladin with a second different aura. So I'd have... The end result of that would be 3 chanters, 2 paladins, and a cipher. I don't know if that would be too boring for the stream, though, but that's what I'm thinking. Ask the nice man who helped me. And thank the Iron Arm for it. We'll get you sorted out at the keep. The tower, it's off. Does this mean the curse on Heritage Hill is lifted? Defiance Bay owes me. I better get a manor in Brackenbury for this. That's not for me to decide, but I'm sure the city will see you're well rewarded. Okay. Who is it? Alright, no, before I turn in another single quest, I need to hire a new person. It was someone in First Fires that told me to go here. I know. Let's go to the bar in Copper Lane and try to hire a new paladin. At the very least, we're getting one new one. You actually like that idea? So, because that would be having like 6 different chants and 2 auras hitting the party, and then 1 tank and a backline of 5 damage dealers. That's my thought. I like the ranger. Yeah, exactly. I like the ranger, but her pet is constantly unable to get where I need it to be in the fight, or it gets there first and dies.
You're an island, Omawa, aren't you? What's it like in Deadfire?
I wouldn't really know. I've never been to any of the Deadfire settlements, and my parents told me very little. Mostly pirate. From time to time, my mother
Deadfire.
says she misses the quiet of her village, but little else. She has always pushed my sisters to do what she could not as a child.
I don't miss my village. It's all just bad memories and the reek of fish guts to me now.
Why not go melee tank paladin with the defense aura? So, what I found in this, from what I've learned so far, is if I go full tank with a chanter, I can dump might, dump dex, and get all these other stats, and he still does damage because he's summoning stuff. If a paladin dumps might, they're contributing 0 damage. So if I have to pick one of them to be the tank, why not the guy that doesn't need might to do damage because of summons? That was my logic. That's what I was thinking when I did this, Rock and Bark.
Yeah?
Not saying I might not regret it. I might regret it greatly, but those were the thoughts that went through my head. And supposedly, the 2 backline chanters, their damage is going to go way higher when they get this dragon thrashed chant later on. I don't know. That's what I've heard. Okay, so let's have you relinquish your gun. Turn in your gun and your badge. Let's see. I wonder if I should give her like light armor as well so she shoots faster. Doesn't the recovery speed? Doesn't recovery speed so recovery speed, does that affect the speed between weapon attacks? It says actions. Is that just activated skills or also weapon attacks?
Yeah?
Greetings.
Yes, okay. So if she's going to be a backline paladin, I might want to give her lighter armor. Alright, level 6 adventurer. Dirt cheap, really. Okay. Alright. What do we got in our party right now? 2, 3... 3 female, 2... Oh, we can have another dude. Paladin can be a guy. Alright. So we want someone that's got some might, some int. We don't care about dex. Almawa is viable. Dwarf is decent. Not elf. Not Orlan. Not godlike if we're min-maxing here. So Almawa or Dwarf? Dwarf is what I did for the Chanter. Let's look at Almawa. Almawa gain additional weapons set. I don't care about that. Coastal Almawa gain bonus to defend against prone and stun. That's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad. What are the dwarf bonuses? Plus 15 accuracy against creatures of wilder type. Bonus to defend against poison and disease. And they also come out with 1 additional constitution. Dwarves are fun. Grab a tankard of ale. I don't know if that was dwarf or pirate, but I tried, guys. I tried. Okay, let's do dwarf. We've already got a girl dwarf. Let's get a boy dwarf. Poison and disease resist, or bonus accuracy against wilder or primordial. Let's do bonus accuracy. Alright, let's do